Okay, so I'm going to be co-presenting this LiveLabs next week at CloudWorld 24, and I thought it'd be good just to kind of give this session as a kind of a series post on Bitmap Bytes. And essentially what I'm going to do is split these labs into 6 or 7 different blog posts covering how to configure and set up this RFP response management app using WebCenter content behind the scenes and Apex as your front end. So the lab essentially takes you through the setup and configuration of WebCenter on the cloud using the marketplace. Once that's set up, then you can set up your Apex applications, configure it, and hook that into the WebCenter environment. And then what I'll do is take you through the demo of how we can create a new RFP document through the Apex application and post it. So essentially, we'll get a sales rep to come in to the environment. They'll upload a document, and then as part of that RFP document that they've uploaded to WebCenter content, they'll create some sections. So we'll create 3 sections here. And then as part of that, those sections will sit into WebCenter content and will allow users to kind of push additional documentations to respond to the RFP. So we'll then log in as the technical architect. We'll review the document and upload it, and we'll say, hey, that's been reviewed, completed as part of the workflow process. And then we'll come back in as the sales rep, who will then review those documents, approve that they're all okay, select and merge those documents, and those will form the RFP response that can be sent out to the client, right? And as part of that, we will see that we will use a plugin called Folios, which has been around for a long time as part of WebCenter content, but we will enable that. That will allow us to merge essentially 3 different documents into a single document behind the scenes. Now the workflow that we'll be using isn't Process Cloud, it'll be WebCenter content out of the box. That will approve it, and we'll also dive into a bit of WebCenter content and show you guys the new user interface that Oracle have developed. So we'll go into that new interface, see the items that are in workflow, and we'll see as we review and approve them in Apex that they'll be managed directly in WebCenter content. Okay, so let's dive in. Let me just go through this document, make sure that I have not missed anything. Let's move that out of the way. So that all looks good. Yep. And let's just check the tasks. Yep. Okay, so let's go to the first step and let's get started with the environment. So initially you do need a Oracle Cloud account. And what I'll do now is just take you through the different how to log into environment. So these are all the different steps, and eventually we will get to this point. One more thing I should show you before we actually log in is, so I've already prepared the environment here, and so this is what the end environment will look like. So this is our Apex application that's hooked into WebCenter content, and here you can see that I've uploaded 3 documents and I've merged those documents to create a response based off of the RFP requirements. So again, this is all Apex. Behind the scenes, we've got WebCenter content that's driving all of the document management capabilities of this RFP. Okay, so let's go into Oracle Cloud. Now my cloud account is Bitmap Bytes, so let's just log in. And here I'll use my username and password. That's already pre-filled. Let's sign in now. I do have additional authenticator process set in place, so let me just verify, and let's use that. And let's just hit my key to approve. And that's it. So now we're in the Oracle Cloud dashboard that we've got here. Let's continue to the next step of the process. So let's go on to prepare the setup. Now, as part of this, there is a resource file that you need to download. I've already got it downloaded, and there's a bunch of files that will help you configure not only Apex but also WebCenter content. So because we'll be setting up WebCenter content as a blank slate, we have what we call a resource bundle that will upload to WebCenter content, and it'll go ahead and configure all of the profiles and rules and workflows and other items as part of it. There still are some additional parts that we'll have to do manually, like enabling folios and a few other steps. So what you need to do is just go ahead, download the zip file, extract it, and then we'll take you through it. Preparing your tenancy, right? My tenancy is already prepared. So what I can do is, let's just go through this, make sure I don't miss anything. We've signed in. We can generate a SSH key pair first. So if you open up your terminal, and I've got my terminal over here, and I'll just scroll down. So essentially what you just need to do is run this command SSH keygen and then following and hit enter. So if we just do that now, it'll ask me if I want to generate my key pair. I say, yep, let's save that. I've already created one, but let's override it because I know I'm not using that at all anywhere. Passphrase, just leave that blank. So just hit the enter key. I'll do again, hit the enter key. And now we've generated our key. That's going to be used later in our database environment, and I think somewhere else. I can't remember. Probably WebCenter as well. Okay. So let's move that out of the screen, and what we'll do now is we'll create a compartment where we're going to configure it and set up all of this. So let's head back into Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, and let's go across to the compartment. So let's see. Yeah. So let me just. Oh, there we go. So we'll go into our compartments area, and you can see I've already got a bunch set up here. So let's create a new compartment, and what I'll call it is WCC, and let's put bitmap bytes demo cloud world 2024, and let's go ahead and create that compartment. Whatever. Next step is to create our database. Now this will take a little bit of time, but we need to create our virtual cloud network first. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's just copy this, head back over here, and what we'll do is we will go to Virtual Cloud Network, and then we'll choose our compartment. Let's go into our new compartment that we just created, which is empty, and then we will, I think they start the wizard in this one. Let's just check. Yep. So we'll go into the compartment, we will set the wizard, and let's do that. So let's start wizard, let's create with internet connectivity. Yep, that sounds good. And then let's start going through this. So let's go back to this workshop, and let's just copy this and put that as the VCN name. I'm just going to move this to the side. There we go. And we'll paste that into there. That's the right compartment. And then that all looks right. That's right. That's right. Right. Let's go next. Okay. Great. That looks good to me. So let's go ahead and create. And that's just creating now. Let's give it a minute. Brilliant. So now let's head over and view this. Let's get rid of that. Great. So here's our VCN. That looks good. Now let's go ahead and create the new database. So let's go to the Oracle Database Services and DB Systems. Again, we want to make sure we're in the right compartment, so I am in the right compartment there. And then let's go ahead and let's create our new DB system. And then what I'm going to do is just let's copy across and give this a name. Right. Generally, we can leave all of these settings as is. So at this point, we can either upload the SSH key we created, or we can save the key down. So let's go ahead and just use the one from here. So I'm going to save that, and then let's just save that. So we've got both of the keys. That's good. We'll select bring our own license. Right, so let's select the VCN that we just created. Let's make that as public because we want access. So let's just paste this into here. That looks good, that looks good. Yep, let's go next. Right, let's give it a database name. Ooh. Perfect. Okay, that's optional. 19C, right PCB1. Oops. There we go. Right, so for the credentials, we'll just put in credentials. There